Ready, Jonathan? Fender Custom Shop, Game of Thrones! Okay, Baxter, Clement, and Jonathan from Casino Guitars. Talking about the Fender Custom Shop Game of Thrones, as you just saw. Jonathan, you a fan of Game of Thrones?
I am a fan of the old Game of Thrones.
I'm a fan of the old Game of Thrones too. I feel like there was a slight dig in there, but we'll talk about that later. The Custom Shop Guitars, spectacular instruments that we just saw, built, handcrafted, hand designed, and a little bit of machines in there too, by the folks at the Custom Shop.
It's true.
And we want to get your thoughts and your comments and what you think about them too, but we're mainly going to talk about, is it worth it? Are these guitars worth it? Jonathan, how much are these guitars? Let's start with House Stark.
The Starkacaster is $25,000.
$25,000 for your guitar.
For a,
let's go to the Lannisters.
$30,000.
Well, that's a little more expensive.
It's a little more.
That's probably the most expensive, isn't it?
It is not.
Okay, then how about House Targaryen?
The Dragon guitar is $35,000.
Oh, that's a lot of money.
That is a lot of money
for guitars, but well, was it worth it? Well,
it's a good question. It's an interesting question.
This is where you can start rapidly commenting. Part of me says yes, but then here's the rub. The final season of Game of Thrones.
Ta-da.
Now, if I had an extra $25,000 to $35,000, just an extra, like just say.
I did see where you could get all three for $90,000. You could have all three.
That's not a bad deal.
That's a great deal.
I almost got that out.
On reverb, yeah.
And I'm wearing a blanket.
This
is what my wife would wear this blanket as we watch Game of Thrones. She also wears it as a costume. And I comb my hair in homage of Game of Thrones.
Perfect.
I feel like they would comb their hair.
Yeah.
It's really hard to do. My brush, I don't have a brush. My wife's brush got really messy. Anyway, so $90,000 for all three.
For all three,
now,
it seems.
I would say, God, and I love Game of Thrones, and I'm not jumping on the bandwagon and just dissing it, but the final season was a bit of a letdown.
Yes, it was. I'm so conflicted by it because part of me thinks it's brilliant because like that's what people would do. That they would be stupid. They wouldn't really change anything, and it would just go forward.
Right.
That is like real human nature.
It is.
Like let the people vote. I'll let my horse vote.
Oh, yeah. Shouldn't give away spoilers.
Oh yeah, sorry.
I'm kidding.
Spoiler
so
alert.
If you're watching this, there's spoilers and stuff, but that wasn't too deep.
No. So part of me thinks that, but yeah, it would have been nice to see it play out a little differently. I think people felt like it was rushed. The writing was maybe rushed.
So our thoughts on the guitars, we've been talking about this in the shop for a bit, is that if you pre-ordered one of these guitars, you might be a little bit less excited to get it now that you've put your, let's say you put your $15,000 down payment on your guitar.
Before you watch the
you watch, because this was announced before.
Right.
And it might be a little disappointing because like it's like the end of a lot of shows like Dexter. You're kind of like, oh, I'm a little sad and stuff, and that's okay to be sad, but does it kill the value of the guitar a little bit? We're not sure. We're trying to figure out what you guys think as well, because I don't think I would want one of the guitars myself now after the last season in the same way.
I definitely, I mean, obviously you don't want, and more spoilers coming, but I mean, who's gonna want the Targaryen Strat after, she goes psycho?
Well, I mean, if you have some mental issues, I think.
Well, maybe if you're crazy and
you want to, anyway, we can't, not
you want to destroy the town.
If you're watching this video, you've probably seen Game of Thrones.
Probably so.
So you might drop some spoilers. We're sorry. We're trying not to.
But yeah, I think that definitely.
Well, let's talk about the guitars for a minute, though. Let's talk about the Lannister guitar is the one that sort of blows me away. I think that one is awesome. The Jaguar.
It's all gold.
It's got the gold. It's got like the great red paint underneath coming through.
Right.
The pick guard was like hand designed. It was Mr. Thorne, I believe, was the master builder in charge of this whole shenanigans of instruments that are spectacular. That guitar is pretty impressive.
It is.
I would say it's in the upper echelon of what Fender can create.
It's very cool.
I'm still wearing a blanket.
You are still wearing a blanket.
I would like that guitar.
Okay.
So Fender, if you have any extra ones, please send it this way. Even though we're doing a video kind of questioning, but no,
we're not questioning you guys. We're questioning HBO.
We're questioning HBO,
just HBO.
Because it's two things I love more than almost anything. Is like HBO and Fender, and then my family is right after that. It's
Now, I mean, I'd still like the Start telly because it's an awesome telly, and they sort of win. I mean, you know, they come out.
Hey, spoilers.
Spoilers.
Okay, but
Spoilers.
yeah, they do come out pretty well.
So I mean, I could still see wanting the Start
and
telly.
that telly was very impressive once I got in depth and watched the videos a few more times.
pretty cool.
That's a great looking telly. I like the woodwork on it. The silver binding is really cool. The wolf pick guard is obviously amazing. The dragon Strat is probably my least favorite of all of them in a strange way. It's
definitely got its own thing with that tooled pick guard, you know, that's hand tooled leather.
Right. That's
the
cool part.
The amount of work, just craftsmanship in that is pretty staggering.
Well, and that's the part we were talking about, like the amount of hours of work into
Right.
it. But like, you know, the scales are CNC'd. I thought that was hand carved.
Okay.
Aha.
Aha.
So that's one of the
So
things.
just the pick guards hand tooled.
So like, the scales, it's a CNC, and then they spent tons of hours CNCing, like getting the prep up for that. It takes a lot, and they have to take a lot of guitars out of production. I'm still holding a blanket. Out of production to build this guitar, because I think it takes like I think it was something like 4 hours of CNCing just to do the scales.
Wow. Okay.
Whereas like you can do a strap body in about 12 minutes.
Right.
I think in a CNC just cut out, and so they're losing a lot of production time too, and so that sort of equals into the cost analysis.
There. Sure.
I'm guessing. I don't know.
It would have to. I think it would have to.
I'm not a mathematician. I'm wearing a blanket. In summer, it's 100 degrees outside where we are right now. It's not inside. We have air conditioning. But yeah. So let's get your comments, questions. There's lots of cuts here. We got like pretty little snippets of the guitars. Go search them out and go to the Fender's website. They've done a great job with them. We love the guitars. We're hopefully going to see them in a few weeks. We're going out to Fender HQ.
That's
Again,
right.
So we get to see a few. So stay tuned for those as well. Or go back and watch our past videos because you've watched this after we've already been to Fender. So it's almost like a time continuum, like the Umbrella Academy and some other time travel. Or
just like that.
Quantum Leap. Let's go. Scott Bakula, all the way. I'd vote for you for president any day. He's still alive, correct?
I'm sure he is.
Okay.
I don't know if that's true at all.
I hope so.
I'm just going to say yes.
How's that for you, Derek? Good back there?
Yeah, you want to talk about Brad Paisley's entrance into the video?
Whoops.
I almost brought that up. I was like, I didn't see a good
Okay,
segue.
bring it up.
So before we end this thing,
Yes.
I think we have to talk about one important feature of the Fender videos.
The really random famous country player that comes out into the video for no reason at all, besides that fact he was probably in the studio.
He was probably just there hanging out.
Brad
playing
Paisley,
his
one of the
Fender
best
Strat.
country guitar players in the world.
Phenomenal.
Phenomenal.
He's amazing. But yeah, he's just sort of random. It's like here he is in his little country hat and his t-shirt.
We just thought it was really fun. You're watching the video.
Playing his Sparkle Telly.
He's playing a Sparkle Telly, which is a great telly, but you're yeah, I know.
It was just kind of weird.
It was strange. You have the $35,000 guitar, then you go down to the closer to $1,000 guitar, which is fine.
I love Brad Paisley. It was just weird.
It was just
weird.
strange. It didn't make sense to me.
It's like there's Nuno, and then bam.
It would
Paisley.
be like watching Game of Thrones, and all of a sudden, like Braveheart walks in.
Yeah.
Like, "Arr!" Like freedom. You're like, whoa, Mel Gibson's back. That would be awesome, though. If he ended it, that's how Game of Thrones should have ended. Mel Gibson comes in. He didn't die.
Kills everyone.
He kills everyone with his giant
I'm not sure
sword.
how that works, but yeah, that would work.
So writers of Game of Thrones,
There
they're
you
taking
go.
up. We
There's
still
your
like,
rewrite.
and back to you guys, Game of Thrones guys. Like we do love the show.
We
I love the
do.
show.
It was awesome.
I mean, I have my own house saying like
I love
Clement.
books. Yeah.
Like we do like Clement. We finish what we start. That came from like the Lannisters and everything. Like we pay our debts. Like we finish what we start. So my kids say it. It's really cute.
There you
Clement,
go.
we finish what we start, and then they go poopy or something. Anyway, done rambling. Anything else, Derek?
No.
So Derek behind the camera says we're all good to go right now. Thanks so much. Thanks for watching. Jonathan,
Like and subscribe. Click the bell.
That too, and watch some more videos and just enjoy, play guitar. And if you can get one of these guitars, please send us pictures or videos
Yes.
of you playing it at your house.
That would be
CasinoGuitars.com. We would love anything you have, because just in case I don't get to see one in person either. Hopefully I'll see one at HQ.
Hopefully so.
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
I think they're making 25.
Fingers crossed.
25 sets. That's it. I talked to Fender this morning about it.
Done.
So 25 total. So if you're number 26, you're out of luck.
Just like the Red Wedding.
I'm taking off my blanket. Oh, it caught on my microphone. Never mind. God bless America. I'll talk to you guys later.